Hello and welcome to another episode of Kerbal's Space Program. Yep, I am back and I have Kerbal Space Program 0.15 or 15. How cool is that, huh? Oh, what does that mean for us? Well, for one thing, we have a vehicle assembly building just for space planes. Where are you? There she is, down here. And we can start on the runway. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. We also have some fancy schmancy engine stuff. Cool as that, huh? I'm still quite learning all that stuff, but yeah, it's going alright. I've only just got the hang of actually flying again. I tried to make a video yesterday on Monday, but it was terrible, and I think I actually fell asleep in the middle of it. Yeah, so that got deleted. I was very tired. What we're going to do this episode is we're just going to fly around. You know, good comparison video with the last one, I think, actually. You know, since we're flying, so we've got our new landing gears stock. This is entirely stock except for the parachute on the back. This little parachute here. Where is it? There it is. I don't have my usual mess of parts because half of them aren't updated and some don't work. I'm running Nova Punch Pack and Silisco Edition and a couple other little things for various reasons, and I will get into them as we fly. So let's just go for a takeoff, and you know, we've got our little lifting wings here on the front, which are already angled specifically to activate the engines. Lovely sound effects. Speed these up, put the SAS on. Now that's this is called the Goose. More Top Gun references. Oh dear. Let's lift up just a little bit. Can you lift up now? Come on. There we go. And gear up. Flying planes is a little more fluid now, but still getting the hang of it. Stalling them out. Because these engines, they won't work at certain height levels. There are a few good tutorials and stuff on that sort of stuff, so I won't go into real detail, mainly because I'll probably screw it up. But yeah, so this flies alright. Now, let's just level out, turn around, fly over land. It's more pretty to look at. Don't want to look at the sea, do we? The sea's boring. So how is everyone? I'm sure you're all good. Hope everyone had fun with the new Kerbal Space Program update over the weekend. I wasn't here, so this is all relatively fresh to me, which is great. I didn't actually do anything of note in the previous video, so you didn't miss anything in the one I deleted, so that's a good thing. But you know, this is flying really well. These particular engines do pretty well at these low altitudes. So let's just head this way a bit. I'm hoping the sound's going to be fine, because obviously with a new version I have to adjust all the sound again and stuff like that. And oh my god, first interruption of the day. One moment. Okay, hello, and we're back. Sorry about that very minor delay, which should only appear to be a second or half of. Okay, where was I? Oh. Excuse me, sorry, I have to resettle myself again. You know how it is. Okay. I'm flying nice and level. It's really nice to have a casual little flyabout. Hey, what's that down there? What's that down there? Seriously, is that just trees or Space Center's back there? Hello, what's this down there? of a random place for bushes, don't you think? Hello, we found something interesting. Are they just a couple of trees? Just a couple of random trees on their own. Weird. Very weird. The controllability of this plane is pretty fun. Yeah, they're just a couple of random trees. Huh. And a bush. 2 trees and a bush. Is that supposed to be a metaphor? Don't know. Okay, back on topic. Jesus Christ, easily distracted. Just 2 trees and a bush, man, come on. Okay, yeah. What I was going to do in the video is, in the yesterday's video, which I deleted, is I was just going to, you know, fly off to Minmus, and have a look at that, and maybe even land on it. But to be honest, I've not done that yet, so I don't want to waste it. You see what I'm coming from? Because, you know, you only land on a planet once first. This probably sounds a little weird, but so I want it to be special. So I think I'm actually going to start a campaign. Start a decent campaign. And the challenges, they're going to be part of the campaign. So I've got the moon base, I've got geosynchronous challenges, I've got large space stations and actual like landed moon bases, all that with escape rockets and whatnot challenges. Cool, all cool stuff. I have briefly written the summary down on my notepad here. My notepad. Yeah, basically what we're going to do is we're going to run on a budget. Now, working out a budget is a little bit strange, because obviously different parts, different people, different make them, they have different ideas of value, so... Anyway, I've worked out that a basic orbital vehicle and lifting rocket with all the bells and whistles, you know, RCS and enough fuel to basically do all the orbital maneuvers you'd ever want to do, is about, at most, 30 grand. 30,000 units of whatever Kerbals have for money. Let's say Kennies. Kerbal pennies. Kennies. So 30,000 Kennies. So, you know, and that's one rocket. You know, no reusable parts, whatever. That's a big sink there. So, let's say the budget entirely is maybe to cover losses, expenses, something like 50,000 initial budget to start us off, and we'll work out kind of amounts. I'll work out like a base set of amounts for various achievements. We'll see how that goes. I want to go through like unmanned sort of probes. I'd like to get a little network of geosynchronous satellites before I can actually do any proper long-range moon missions. Yeah, at least 4 or 6 or something like that. So I'd like to go through the various, you know, space flights, doing like a suborbital test and that sort of thing. Eventually get a small like space laboratory going. And then of course we got the obligatory moon mission. And I would like to land a moon rover at, near the original moon mission, which would be good. Space telescope would be cool. Cool. It's a good fun thing to put up there. And obviously we can see what we see with the old telescope. And we may even discover a second moon. Ahem. Minimus. Ahem. Yeah. And you know, probes, rovers, manned mission, and a couple of things I'd like to do is not use MechJeb. The only thing I'm using MechJeb for is unmanned missions. They will actually be unmanned. All of the various Probodyne modules and stuff that are supposed to be unmanned, I have made them unmanned by turning them into MechJeb pods, or running off the MechJeb module. So that'll help. I've not got that many parts. I've only got Nova Punch, Nova Silisco Edition, Cart, with the rovers and all that, and There's probably one other, but I can't think of it right now. So I don't have all my bells and whistles and my real favourite little parts, and so it just forces me to change it up a bit. And one mod I do have as well, which I'm going to use throughout, the Zoxygen mod. I've changed the values ever so slightly because I don't think the original values are that. They're not that good. I mean, scale-wise, you'll need a rocket 3 times the size of your standard rocket to do anything. You'll need so much oxygen tanks on it. But yeah, I'd like to use those, and I'd like to take a look at the ice as well on Minmus. That looks really interesting. I've had a brief little look over the planet, so yeah. And of course, a very large space station at some point. You never know, docking might be in by then, and I'll have to attempt to recreate my entire save in some kind of hacked out version of itself to when the change comes over to docking, whatever update that may be, hopefully 16. But yeah, that's the basic gist of what's going to happen. So yeah, I'll go over the parts that we do actually have when we eventually run out of fuel and die, which doesn't look like it. This is all very these engines and just, using the actual proper fuel tanks, it all runs very nicely. I mean, we're going really nicely right now. See, it's just really nice just to have a casual fly, and we're always wanting to gain lift because our little lifting fins are constantly angled upwards ever so slightly. And we've got our little parachute on the back for emergency slowdown, which doesn't really work. But it looks nice. Yeah. What else? Ah, yeah. Might as well talk about other things while we're here. I need to do a few more videos. Do a bit of catch up. I'm not here again the next weekend coming. It's a very, very busy season for me. Lots of things to do, places to go, that sort of thing. Things to go, places to do. Let's take a look at close-up of the animation while we're here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that just pretty? I tell you, that C7 chap is an artist. Something I don't actually like is the new textures. I don't know whether I'll be able to see it any good right now, but you can see it heavy on the cockpit here. This kind of weird tonal texture. It's all on the wings as well, but you can barely tell it in this bright light and at night. You can see it on the tail fins there. But to me, it looks like everything is kind of made out of paper mache, and it's kind of rained and everything's sagging in on itself. So I'm not really too keen on the new textures there. The lighting effect, oh my, the lighting effect, look at those engines. How are we doing? We're 86% efficient at this level. That's pretty damn good. Goose would be pleased. Yeah. Nice silhouette there. Very Ep14, I think. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, so, nice little campaign. Stick to the budget. Of course, failures will cut into the budget. The successes will obviously increase it. It's going to be relatively rudimentary. I'll write it all down and obviously post it in the description of the first episode of the campaign. It'll be like Kerbal Space Program campaign mode or something like that. We'll see how that goes. Should be interesting. Not sure what to do about the whole monoliths, and I also hear there's a second Kerbal Space Center now. What's the deal with that? I have no idea what that could be. Yeah, I try not to look at spoilers for those kinds of things. And the whole monoliths of, I've found the one nearby the Kerbal Center, the actual KSC, but the one on the moon, God knows where that is. And I hear there's like more than one on Kerbin and maybe even more than one on the moon or something, but I don't know whether this is just like fool's errand stuff, like, just go look for glass hammers and tartan paint, that sort of thing. But you never know. So may have to weave in searching for those. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Well, we've only drained 1.5 fuel tanks so far. That one, and half of that one. So, you know, flying is really quite a breeze. And this new ASAS just for planes here, the avionics package up the front, it actually helps quite a lot. It's very nicely balanced. C7 did some good work here. Yes, we'll see what he comes up with in the future. Oh, you could fry an egg on them. You've seen that with the truckers? They fry it, you know, they have like bacon wrapped in tin foil and they just put it, you know, on the engine block, so when they're driving, and by the time they get like halfway to their destination, they just like pull over and eat their lunch off the engine block. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, those Americans. It's rather ingenious. It's rather ingenious. Doesn't really work out here. Euro trucker. Oh, that was kind of funny. My dad actually saw my Euro trucker video, and he's like being all serious and actually giving me tips on driving. It's pretty funny. Yeah, because he's a trucker, so it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I might do another episode of that at some point. It's not going to be Euro trucker's not going to be a, you know, it's a very casual thing. There's going to be an episode every now and then just to fill gaps, just for a bit of fun. And of course, we got the super hostile Minecraft stuff to get through. That'll be fun. Lots of jumping around and dying by the looks of it so far. We're coming in pretty low here. So, landing. Landing's a real interesting one, because I used to just cut my engines and then glide in, but you can really stall out of the sky now. So you got to really just judge it right. I can't wait until these trees have collision and you'll just crash into them. That'd be brilliant. I hope they do that. I don't mind them being that simple of a model, to be honest. But if I could crash into them, brilliant. More ways for me to die and explode? Yeah, go on, fine. Oh, come on. See, them engines are cooling down now. Oh, come on. Here we go, here we go. Oh, air tree. Stop gaining lift. Oh yeah. Brakes, please. Luckily the brakes work now, huh? Oh yeah. That was a good flight. That was a good flight. Where did we get to anyway? Our wheels are just kind of sinking there because I'm holding the brake button down. How weird is that? About the other side of the continent. Just having a bit of fun. Alright, that's pretty cool. As you can see, I've got a lot of debris around. Oh, we're rolling backwards now. We're rolling backwards now. Something I've noticed, if you're delicate enough and you don't have any low-lying wings, you can hold the brake down and just press G and... Ooh, careful. And it shouldn't move. Although, apparently it still does, so... Even the brakes still work with the gear up. Whatever. Works sometimes. Yeah, a lot of debris, a lot of crap. Just been... where is... there she is. There's Minmus. On its, I think it's a 6-degree inclination off of the equator line. That's what I heard anyway. Can we just click that? Oh yeah. She's a very, very, very pretty rock, actually. Kind of want to see what this little hill is about. Yeah. I think when we get to that, this is a nice little landing spot right here. Yeah, and I'd like to do all manual landings and stuff. So, oh, rolling backwards. Screw this field, let's get out of here. Oh yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, my review for update 0.15, if I was to give one, would be... there's the textures looking mank. I don't like the textures too much, but bearing in mind that textures is all, I mean, that's basically just pretty stuff. Mechanics are lovely. It's working really well. At first I was thinking, ooh, maybe this is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit different to what I'm used to. Perhaps I'm going to have to keep 2 versions of the game. Not that I already, you know, I've still got a version of 3.13 or something somewhere. I back up everything and I forget to delete old backups of backups. I have like millions of backups on my poor hard drive. But if I was to give a review, I would give a good 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Yeah. I don't know why. I think I could give it higher, but I think I would be biased because I love the game so much. It was nice to see a new moon added. When I was told about that, I was kind of confused as to what people were referring to. And then I went and looked, and then I went, oh, well, my dumbness. But yeah. So, you know, it was a nice thing to have. Very nice thing to have. New moon to fly to. Look at that, it's even a weight thing. Hey look, Kerbal grams. Ha! I wonder if this cursor is actually showing up. That's interesting. Disable the flow. Haha. Yeah. So, I tell you what, since this... wow. Here we go again. Going a bit mental. Yeah, since we'll be doing this campaign, let's talk about astronauts. Cosmonauts. With a K, of course. Names. Names for them. Because we're going to have to name them, of course. Because this is campaign mode. It's all hardcore style. Tell you what, if you got names you want for astronauts, throw them in the comments. It's what everyone else does, I'm sure, you know, it's all good if everyone wants a name. Not too rude, of course, and, you know, I reserve the right to tell you to go fuck yourself if it's rude or something. But I usually got a good sense of humour, so, you know, no a lot of vaginas, please. Or Mike Hunts. They're funny, but, you know, they're very pub humour. Pub humour's alright if you're drunk. That's my point I'm trying to get. And I'm currently not drunk, so, shit out of luck. Oh dear, I was so drunk sounding. Vodka. Lots and lots and lots of vodka. Yeah. So, here I am, just practicing with a plane. Trying to land at full throttle. And doing so, just bunny hopping off the ground here a little bit. It's a good thing to practice this, because you practice, you know, you're coming in and taking off a little bit here, just bunny hopping, especially over this, because this is just hilly terrain. So, of course, doing this in the night's a pain in the ass. Of course, we could all just call this low flying, very low flying. I've got no weapons installed or anything like that. I'll tell you what, this is actually quite fun, actually, just bouncing off the ground here like this. Another thing I'd like to do in the part of the campaign is I'd like to have a serious go at making a shuttle vehicle. You know, see how that goes. Maybe use these new engines for return, you know, once we're in the atmosphere landing. Could be interesting. I was never very successful with making shuttles, I have to say that, so, but that's kind of why I never really recorded any of that. But I'd like to give it a go, see what we can come up with. Just bouncing along like this. This thing actually flies really well. I'm really pleased with how this one came out. All for you, Goose. Alright, let's try and fuck this thing up, yeah? Yeah? Ever want to see these people die? Hey! That's what happens if you turn the avionics off. Come on, get to it, get to it, get to it, get to it, get to it. Can I save it? Yes! That was actually pretty interesting. Alright, okay, let's just, I doubt I'll be able to save it from that. Ooh, really? Turn the engines off. Engines off! Oh, wow. How weird is that? No, 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 no. Well, let's put the landing gear away. That is, this is one way to land a plane. You know, I mean, this is a legitimate landing because they're alive. They're not going to be able to get out, but they're alive. Unless the little panel on the bottom kicks off. That would be interesting. Oh well. Yeah, so let's just end the flight here and go take a look at the parts we've got. Space Center. Alright. Yeah, so only one page of command modules, and I know it still looks like a lot of parts, but they all have their uses, you know. And I won't really be using these two mechanical jeb ones here. These Probodyne ones are all mech jebbed. So is the unoccupied guidance system. That's also mech jebbed. And parts. We've got the standard parts, which also include these. You know, we don't actually have the C7 flight pack anymore on here because, you know, the necessary parts are vanilla. And we have these new engines and stuff, which I haven't used at all in the Nova Punch pack. These look relatively cool. We'll see what that's all about. We got this new Nova Punch lander. So let's just bring this up so we can. Ah, yeah, look at that nice background out of there. Hey, look, there's clouds. Yeah, that'd be nice if there's clouds. Yeah, we've got this nice little lander stage. You know, and then so we've only got 4 pages of engines this time. We've only got the 2 pages of command and control. Only 8 pages of structure, unlike my usual, what is it, 18 now? Something on my main game? Yeah, so we've also got this little decoupler thing, dual decoupler, which is actually pretty handy. There's the rover, we'll probably make some sort of use of, but I do have the regular wheels, if comes to it. And here's the oxygen, and I've just bumped the capacity up to 1,000 because it's, I don't know, it's just more realistic. I mean, I'd say just over a third of that is gone, and you've only been on orbit for about 4 or 5 minutes, so yeah, that's how it is. Of course, you got your extension tank. I hate how the textures mesh up a bit weird like that. Does it work better that way? Not really. Oh wow, looks ugly. And I know we've got these little panels that can refill it with solar power or something, but that seems a bit fucking, hey-oh, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Gav? So, I'll try and stay away from that. Another little thing I absolutely love, and now I'm going to upgrade my thingy from 8 out of 10 to 9 out of 10, is, oh yes, look at that. Using the WASD Q&E, you can just rotate parts. Oh my dearest days. I mean, is there anything better? Is there really anything better? Of course that doesn't fit in there, but whatever. I mean, I can actually fill gaps now with these kinds of things, and oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that just sweet? That's just what I've always wanted. A little engine on there for no reason. Yeah, but good stuff. Good stuff. And all parts can generally be rotated, so Cool. 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 Yeah, I won't be making use of some of these parts. We don't have my favourite RCS. What I'll probably do is, after we complete a certain amount of objectives, I will, just install like a mod pack or something like KW Challenger pack, since that is a great favourite of mine. So yeah, not really much else to say on this one. Hopefully I get some more contentious, that's not a word, just make it up, that's fine, just make it up. Hopefully I get some more content-based videos up in the near future, just proving that this now has no crew. So yeah, as you can see, MechJeb is here. I won't really be using it except for maybe smart ass and orbital information, just because prograde is a handy thing. Oops, there we go. Yeah, nothing's still on there. Yeah, but it's quite a ballistic missile here, isn't it? Ha! Funny. Yeah, no idea what that other space center might be. Crazy. Crazy. Kind of looked like it was in a valley from the picture, but you never know. You never know. Who finds these things anyway? Seriously, who actually goes through and finds these things? Anyway, ignoring all that, thank you for watching. The next episode of Kerbal Space Recovery Program will be the beginning of the campaign and listing all of the details. So if you have any names for astronauts, cosmonauts, Kerbalnauts, please do post them below in the commentos. Right. Oh, I'm a bit excited now. I'm looking forward to this, because it's all going to be building up to getting to Minmus, and I have not been there yet. And ooh, giddy. Yeah. Yeah. Have a lovely day, and I will see you next time on Kerbal Space Program. Do 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 do.